Welcome back to another game, and we're playing against E4. It's the 2300, and we've not played before. From Vietnam, yeah, and every rating is like 2200 plus. We get E4, D4, so I suppose a bit of a King's Indian type structure, so it's like they go for an F4, like there. We hit with D5. And let's see how we get on. So I kind of like this. This is the Lichess calls it some weird gambit, doesn't it? I can't quite remember the name of it. Is it like a lizard? Dragon? Anyway, some form of gambit line. Okay, so I don't think I've seen anyone decline it so far, so I don't really know what the move is. I can take here, which might be sensible. Take, bring my knight out. So knight takes, and I play knight f6. And then I can always replace it with the other knight. Knight takes on e4, so I'm going to play knight f6, play for c5, play bishop out. Question is that where the bishop wants to go, or does it want to go up to g4? G4 is going to trade itself, so here, excuse me. Yeah, so there is kind of annoying, isn't it? Because then my b7 pawn is loose, and I'd have to play like queen c8, which doesn't feel like check. Yes, so let's bring this out. So yeah, like I say, I've only ever seen the lines where they take something on d5. Knight f3 is a new one, so that will be useful to look at what we should be doing here. And actually, maybe if they take, I could even consider taking e takes, but I don't think so. I think if takes, bishop takes. Wow. So takes, bishop h6. Becomes a bit annoying. And maybe knight there, pawn up. Yeah. Not 100% sure. So they get their bishop down to h6. But do I really want to be taking with the e pawn? Okay, we'll never know. Knight goes back, so that feels okay. Right, they spent a move going here and a move going back, so that's good. So castles, get your bishop out, get your knight. I'm just going to castle. So probably playing for c5, maybe e5. The question I always have is, what do I do with my light squared bishop? If I go here, upon h3, which is obviously quite likely, I'm forced to take the knight. And if I go here, maybe it stands all right there. On the pin, not really yet. I can play for here. To me. So we go knight c6. putting a little bit more pressure on here. Maybe now the bishop carries a bit more threat to it. Yeah, because you'd be threatening to take, and then win the pawn here. And there's no other half decent ways of defending the pawn. You can bring your knight back, but then taking, you're forced to take with the g-pawn. Or up, but then a6 knocks you away. Or you play your bishop there, and that allows me to take the bishop. So I think bishop g4 is my next idea on something like castles, or bishop there, maybe like bishop here. But kind of like a nothing move that doesn't change the structure too much. Bishop g4 is probably my plan. So that's why I play h3. So maybe I should have played bishop g4 previously. So I don't know what I was saying. I said bishop g4. If they played this, I was thinking my bishop would turn into a knight. So I'm playing my knight here and force them back. I'll put my bishop here, maybe go for like this. Seems okay to me. And maybe I'm just walking into g4. And now like on castles, can I get away with knight b4? I think I can. And take the bishop, queen moves, can I get it out again? I think so. Hopefully. Yes, it is. And we're building up a little bit of a time buffer as well, which is useful. We've only spent a minute and a half, so I think that's probably okay, interesting. So they do castle, so can I play knight b4? And how are you going to defend that pawn? Bishop b3, go here. Bishop b3. e6, makes my bishop a bit poor. Here. That's not so silly, is it? Bishop likely goes back and we can trade. Do I want to trade off light squared bishops? I think I do, because usually mine's pretty poor and it doesn't have that square. So I can trade it for this bishop, which is quite good. So I'm thinking knight a5 and force it backwards. Okay, so bishop goes back, which is again interesting. So I can take now before it gets over to a4. a6. Or maybe like takes knight here, kind of bringing this bishop in. But I like takes. And now do I go a6? Do I play against the bishop? Obviously wants to come here. Do I play against that? Can I play against that? Knight here. C6. I think I really want to get in C5. What am I doing with this E7 pawn as well? I think A6 makes some kind of logical sense. So what's my plan? Let's assess this position. So I've got a bishop pair, so I want to try and open things up in general. Although this light square bishop is a bit of a target, I think, like knight coming out here. I'm probably going to have to bring it back. My E7 pawn feels like it could be a bit of a target. But luckily my F7 pawn I was more concerned about with the bishop on it, kind of throughout the whole game, combined with some knight moves in on it. So that threat is gone. So I think E7 is now my main weakness in the position. So I think my rook wants to sit on E8 to provide some cover to it. Maybe with playing E5 to trade it, to kind of have a trade-off there. Or do I want to trade the C pawn for the D pawn? Like I say, we wanted a rook on E8, so we'll play that. Probably want the other one on C8, or maybe we want queen C8. Hopefully we get some play with this bishop coming through here. Do want a knight up, but okay. Knight up takes. I think I quite like my queen here and a rook here. With the knight off. Maybe with the knight off. So knight in here. Takes, I can get this there. My queen might be a bit restrictive. It's kind of sandwiched between these two rooks, but maybe playing for this. I'm not Well, that square's pretty well covered from them. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces controlling the e5 square. Equally, I don't want to play e6 because I'm left with quite big dark squared weaknesses. And this light squared bishop that's got no prospects, like, you know, this straight away loses a piece. So where do we go from here? Do we play c6? They're not threatening to push it currently, so we need to be careful of my escape route. Maybe the bishop could sit there. Maybe I'll work my queen up to c6, like I said. Maybe hitting this. Maybe then threatening to put something on e4. Takes, kind of, which would create a double threat on the knight and the c2 pawn. Yeah, so I think this is my plan for the next 3 moves. What are they likely to do? Queen up, rook up, double. I think, yeah, stop putting some pressure on the e7 pawn, so they can maybe even put your rook here, get like a triple battery, everything lined up on the e-file, which isn't going to be so pleasant. Maybe I'll play like king f8 to bring something in. I'm sure long term I'll end up playing e6, but I need to do something with this bishop first. I've also got this interesting rook left idea here to gain a tempo. Well, I didn't get a tempo, but but it is interesting. Okay, they put their knight in on e5. I did mention that e5 is a good square for them. It does stop this idea. But this does become more of a weakness now, so we could play c5 here. Still drawn to knight d5. Yeah, the same downside too, yeah, takes. And there. Yeah. So I don't like that loads. So maybe I like c5. Takes there. Maybe takes. And back. Does this become loose at the end of the line? Yeah, let's go for this. We shall see. It imbalances it a little bit. I think like endgame wise, so part of the macro ideas are trading more pieces because I've got 2 bishops. Also endgame, this pawn structure is not going to be great with the double b pawns. So if we can pressurize this c2 pawn with an open file for our rook, maybe that will be advantageous. Oh yeah, I didn't even look at pushing. I just assumed they couldn't push, but they can. Didn't look at that, did we? Yeah, that's a bit annoying, actually. So I suppose I push and this comes. Bring the bishop back and then push it. We're going to be left with this weird c5 pawn game now, aren't we? Out here. Bring a rook in. Really struggling for some moves here. Like I say, this is all I'm really getting. Knight back. I think bishop back is better. Yeah, I feel like the last couple of moves I've gone backwards quite a bit. So I think maybe c5 was the mistake. Maybe the mistake was already pre that. Conceded a lot of space and no easy way of, I just really want to get rid of this d pawn. So like here, takes. Oh, I've got a knight that covers, okay. There's a lot going on. Takes. If I go here, then bishop's there. Okay, so this pawn becomes weak at the end of the line. Push, takes, these take here. could be viable. Only got 4 minutes, let's go for it. Yeah, not overly happy with this. Got these options. Also the fact that the bishop is only held by the knight. So something like this might be troubling. Maybe I put one here. Also a knight there, I can just get rid of it, can't I? Let's see, takes. Yeah, we're only at move 16, and we're both in time trouble here. I need to pick it up. Maybe I put my bishop back now that this pawn is a bit loose. Okay, so we go for that. To go here. So I need to move to go here. If they can land a bishop on c7, that looks a bit challenging for me too, but which could be doable, right? You push the pawn forward to bring your knight in, to then bring your bishop in. Didn't really look where I was going to put my knight, I just assumed I could put it on h5 and it'll be okay there. Ooh. That's exciting. Play this. This was quite a rich position. Right, so you can't take through this. But is there like some kind of counter pin on it? So if I just move my rook away, and what, you go back? Then takes, I get in here, then check there. I want to see if I can make this work. So here, there. it's all good to me. There. I take there. It's the same sequence. There. Takes the bishop. If I just move back, let's just move back. Maybe you just move your bishop away, would you? It's interesting, like some line with rook f8, but without the rook coming down and snatching on e7. Now they've always got this check option. I'm definitely going to get chances because this position is pretty wild. Bishop here. Don't know if I want to cover that lane though. Okay, let's get back. Takes. Here. Could really do with having an f7 pawn. I think I'm going to win one of these guys though. Something like that. Maybe this is the way. We can just take there. Or takes. I could give up the check here. Which again might turn fatal. I could see some line of like takes, and then you just need to have a rook round the back. So I think next I'd want to come back here, but then maybe pawn up. Or would I take and play queen here? Then after 20 seconds, I'm definitely getting chances. No, okay, so that you don't want to. Push the pawn here. Takes, knight takes, rook over. Okay, so queens are off. Shouldn't be getting mated. How does this look? Okay, nice. Bishop back here just feels like a useful move. This pawn could be coming down here. Takes already king up. So if I can meet that. Oh, I can't. I still can't meet that with takes. I can get up though. Yeah, I can get up here. No, I can't because of this. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, this is lost. Yeah, fine. Got a lot of problems here. I'm just lost. Just lost. Just not coming in here is ruining for me. Yeah, that's pretty bad too. Help himself to another pawn. Yeah, I thought I was covering the pawn push, but I wasn't. So let's go take a look. So here is the main bit. I've never seen knight f3 before, and you should play knight f6. Knight f6 and pushes. I'm getting a bit lost in the weeds now. I took, which is okay, knight takes, knight up. Oh, did it want knight takes? I was probably going to take with the bishop and then this. How does this look? Advantage for white. And white wins 72% of this in practice. I went back, which, yeah, did feel slightly inaccurate. Castled. So here we just played a bunch of like normal moves. I don't think there was much in this. Yeah, I felt like, yeah, c5 felt weak because of d5, and then So this is now +1, bordering on +2. Knight takes. So what's the move here? Okay, rook back is the best move. Takes. Queen c7. Well, you just need to move this knight there, right? Fine. Taking the pawn apparently is poor. Okay, I shouldn't have traded queens. Yeah, see. Okay, this is +3. I think like this is really difficult to stop. Maybe king f7 is better than sorry, f8 is better than f7. Still play it? Okay, I'm in a bit of a meeting now, aren't I? Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting game.